Welcome back to my channel. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this 2 for Tuesday, it's part 2, and we're talking about the conflict in India and Pakistan right now. I did give a timeline of events in the first video, but I do just want to remind you that this conflict goes all the way back to 1947 with the partition and the first Indo-Pakistani War. You can get the details of that in my first video. So if you haven't watched it, go on over and watch it. Come back. This one will still be here. But we are going to start talking about Pakistan in this video and what their goals are. And at the end of this, we will do a bonus reading and we'll do a yellow brick road for both countries. See what they can do to maximize the situation and hopefully find some peace. So let's bring up that card view, hit that like button, and we will get going on this. So, what is Pakistan's strategic goal in this conflict? What is their goal? Reminding you again that this conflict is really over the Kashmir area. 5 of buttons, recovery. The Emperor authority, they want to have control over this disputed area. Now, if you remember from video 1, India also wants to have control over this area and to, what it says in the cards, to eliminate the foreign influence in that area because it is spurring on too many T-level events. So it looks like they want to do it too, but they also see themselves as kind of the underdog in this situation. I did get psychically in my first reading that India kind of looks down on the Pakistanis. I don't know if that is culturally accurate, if that's something that everyone is aware of, but I did get psychically that they were looking at them as not the appropriate people to be in that area. So is Pakistan acting from a place of defense, fear, or provocation? We're going to do one card and see what they are acting out of. This is short-sightedness, the Ace of Needles. So I think the information about the rights to that disputed area is a little muddled. What else do we have there? 8 of Needles, Temperance, and the Hermit, isolation. Again, like this really is about a misinformation kind of situation, not wanting to coexist peaceably. So it seems like everybody kind of wants everybody else added there on both sides of the equation here. How is the military influencing leadership decisions behind the scenes? And this is on the Pakistani side, guys. How is the Pakistani military influencing leadership decisions behind the scenes? Oh, 7 of Cups, 10 of Needles, Magician, Judgment. And in this sense, the Magician really is a divine power, calling into a divine power for help with this particular situation. The Tower in reverse here, they are willing to do anything to move this needle, the 9 of Needles, out of the anxiety zone, out of the hopelessness. One of the things is that when all is lost, all you have is your bravery. All you have is that dig in and go for broke. It doesn't matter. You're either going to lose or you're going to go kaput. So that, I think, is a general condition of some of this military advisement. I think they really are, let's do this in a blaze of glory. And with the Magician, we've got some divine concepts here. And the 7 of Cups, when it's in reverse, Upright, we have a lot of choices. We're dazzled by choices. There's possibilities. When it goes into reverse, it becomes almost complicated. And in the Madame Clara, she defines it as delusions, fantasy, confusion, choices. So again, this misinformation, misplacement of where we go. Finality. I think that Pakistan is willing to burn it all down in order to go out fighting. I do think that. Judgment here, there is the sense of the divine, that the divine will step in and help them as they feel they are right, and create this, I hate to say two-party solution because we know that's a phrase used in another part of the world that is conflicted, but it really is like a two-party solution. They think that God will sort out the two-party solution. So a little tricky there, a little tricky there. And that is coming from the military. What are the chances that Pakistan will escalate the conflict beyond diplomatic proxy measures? Two of Needles. They have not made that decision yet. 10 of Buttons. Burn it all down. King of Buttons and the Death card. There is some sense that this is an unstoppable effect, solution, action effect. What am I trying to say? Cause effect. They really do feel that this is almost prophesied that we're going to see that. Is there any indication that nuclear weapons will be used? Queen of Buttons, Eight of Buttons. I don't think they are ready yet either, again, because this will destroy everything, and they don't want that to happen. So the Queen of Buttons is hovering her finger over the button, let's put it that way, and the Eight of Buttons is still trying to preserve the area for future usage for themselves. How stable is Pakistan's current chain of command regarding nuclear decisions? Ace of Buttons, the Sun in reverse, King of Matches in reverse, a Hierophant in the upright, and Five of Needles. Final card is the Ten of Cups, dysfunction. So not looking so good here, kids. Ace of Buttons in reverse, Sun in reverse, King of Matches in reverse. This is do or die. Do or die. I think that everyone that is in the chain of command for a dramatic and world-changing solution, I think that there are some individuals that are true believers here that will go forth with this. Now, I do believe that Nostradamus or the Bible predicted that the end of the world would come from that part of the world. Are we looking at a potential timeline where the end of the world happens? We're looking at a potential timeline where the end of the world happens. Knight of Cups, Heartbreaker, Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups. I wish come true. Yeah, this is potentially, yikes. Is there any international pressure influencing Pakistan's military restraint? Is there anyone influencing Pakistan holding everything back? Let's look at China. The emperor, China is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, I think, has a very different opinion about it. I'm going to clarify this. Nine of Needles. Judgment in reverse. Saudi Arabia is more like you do what you have to do. You do what you have to do. You figure it out. Is the UN influencing Ace of Matches? I do think that the UN would like to get involved in discussions with this, but I don't think that they'll help very much. I hate to say it. I just don't think that they'll help very much. I think adding them in convolutes the situation. So what's the likelihood of this escalating into a larger scale war or nuclear exchange within the next 1 to 2 years? What are we looking at here, kids? I don't think that they escalate too far. I think there's a lot of tension and action in the area, but I don't think anyone is ready to pull that trigger, even though Pakistan, it looks like they will go for broke as needed. But I don't think anyone's ready to do it in the next 1 to 2 years. So let's do a little yellow brick road. All right, so yellow brick road, yellow brick road. What can India do for the best outcome? What can Pakistan do for the best outcome? Oh, so India, it looks like they have to give a little. They can't really say, be gone, Pakistanis, we don't want you here. They have to understand that coexisting is something that has to be done, even if there are some elements that are difficult. They have to really try to understand what they are perceiving as their enemy. Pakistan, I think, really needs to look at things from a pragmatic and practical, logical perspective. The belief that they are a force that is divinely protected, going into this, going into conflicts with the protection of God, I think is something that does not fit into the greater scope of the world. Now, I'm not saying that there's not spiritualism around the world, but I think when you go into negotiation, you have to negotiate on the earth plane, not on another ethereal plane. So what can the rest of the world do to help foster this? Oh, also, Pakistan kind of has to gear up for a loss here. What can the rest of the world do to help foster peace in the region? Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, and Queen of Cups. So we need to send in people that truly are negotiators for both cultures. Having and in some cases this winds up being an individual who is of a different culture altogether, a different religion altogether. So I think bringing in a diverse force that can say, look, we did this in our area, we negotiated this successfully where we are, maybe you can do that too. So I think this is a very unique fit for negotiations that the world will have to find. I don't know if the UN can provide that. I don't know if the United States can provide that, the Russians, China, whomever, but we need to have someone come in who is negotiating territorial disputes similar to this and has done it successfully. So very interesting. I do hope that you enjoyed this series. Two for Tuesday, I really wanted to give everybody a little bit of a palate cleanser from the royal stuff. We always do royals on Thursdays, royals and scandals on Thursday, but I wanted to give you guys a little break from it And I wanted to talk about some world events because that is what I love. I love history. I love political stuff. Not everybody loves political stuff, but I do. I think it's really important because it is the way that our world moves and it's the way that our cultures change. So stick around. I'll do some more pop culture stuff. I got in a lot of trouble for the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey reading. There's a lot of people that took issue with me in there. And I just want to say they're public figures, they're fair game if they're public figures. So I do try and provide a yellow brick road for everyone. And I could do this also for you. I have plenty of time in my schedule for next weekend. So if you'd like your own magical reading, you can come on over, book a reading at the link down below, or you can attend our group Past Life Regression. Maybe you had a past life in India or Pakistan. Maybe you'll get to see some cool stuff. And we'll have a little group chat about it after. Space is limited, but I'd love to see some of you over there. In the meantime, have a great day. Hope you're having a terrific week, and I'll see you in the future.